Compound growth. Most people are aware of how compound interest works. Pretty straightforward concept. But you might not have thought about how that can be applied to your business. Today, I'm going to show you how you can use it to make strategic business decisions that drive growth in your revenue or whatever metric you're trying to track. I'm Sean. I've been a CPA for 13 years, and now I help service business owners better understand their accounting and finance systems so they can build their business with confidence. Before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe. And if you're interested in some free accounting and finance tools, check out my website at ledgerready.work. Okay, let's jump in. Like some of my past videos, I built this in Excel to demonstrate as an example, and I do plan to make this available for free on my website as well. Currently, I have a forecasting tool available, which I highly recommend that would work very well with this. So beginning from the top, I have in here an annual growth target. This is just an example. So let's say you're trying to achieve annual growth target in revenue, monthly revenue of 20%. So let's say your beginning revenue for each month is $100,000. That's what you achieved last month. And by the end of the year, you want to have $120,000 monthly revenue run rate. So to achieve that, I put this neat little formula in Excel. It tells you what your monthly growth rate needs to be to achieve that annual 20% growth rate. And you can do this for any period of time. So if you're trying to do it over 2 years or 3 years, I could do that as well. But for this example, I'm just doing 1 year and the monthly rate. So I've charted below here what this looks like in terms of numbers. So in month one, this is month one, you're only increasing your revenue by about $1,500. That's 1.5% of 100,000. So you go from 100,000 to 101,000. It keeps going up from there. I extended this out multiple months, a lot more than 1 year, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But as you can see, month 12, my maths, just to show you that my math is in fact working here, my math's mathing. I reached $120,000 of monthly revenue in month 12 as I had intended. And so that's how this works. What I want to point out here is that this is not linear growth in terms of numbers. This is exponential growth. So as time goes on, you're compounding the growth each month, which results in more growth in terms of absolute numbers compared to the last month. So in month one, you grow 1,531. Month two, 1,554. By the time you get to month 12, the growth from month 11 to month 12 was $1,800. That's what exponential growth is, and that's the core concept of compound interest and compound growth. So I put this line graph in here in an attempt to show you visually what this looks like. It very much looks linear in here, and that's because the monthly growth percentage is pretty small compared to the length of time I'm showing here. But if you look hard, you can see this gentle curve here. So over time, the curve is going to get more steep. And what that means is the amount of the absolute dollar growth per month is increasing, even though your percentage stays the same. So you're growing by the same amount each month, which results in greater dollar growth each month, which is exponential growth. That's how that works. So how can we use this to grow our business and make decisions? Small business owners are constantly being pulled in any number of directions. You have constant fires to put out, people calling you, vendors calling you, customers hopefully not complaining, but they may have questions, and things like that as you deliver your service. So it's critical to be laser focused on the core activities, the most important activities you need to do today or tomorrow, this week, whatever it is, to grow your business or achieve whatever goal is most important to you. So if your goal is growth, the most important thing for you to focus on are the activities that drive growth. And so that may be reaching out to your customers, making sure they're really satisfied. If you have a huge referral business, obviously customer satisfaction is huge. You may be reaching out to past customers to get testimonials and or reviews if you have a website, whatever that looks like for you. You may be posting on social media to drive to increase your number of leads, driving people to your email list or whatever your lead capture form is. And those activities will be important to you to drive growth in your revenue. Now, how these numbers factor in and how this compound growth understanding factors in is when you go and do your forecasting, you figure out what you want to grow by. You say, okay, my goal is this for the end of the year. And then you forecast what you need to do each month, what the numbers have to look like every month to achieve that. And then what you would do is make a list of the core activities you need to do to achieve that growth. And this is the power of a sound accounting and finance system in your business. It allows you to focus on the things that are most impactful. It tells you where you're struggling and where you're not, and how best to focus your time. And so putting the right tools and systems in place that enable you to do that without wasting your time trying to get your accounting records accurately done. Obviously, that's important. But there are very routine activities you can do to make that easier for yourself. And so that's the goal. That's why I'm here. That's what we're trying to do. And so I hope this was helpful to you. I plan on offering more tools like this in the near future and making those available to you. And so thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.